Hey guys, welcome back. Kennesaw State Dynasty going up in our conference championship game against Liberty. Been super excited for this one. Could not have asked for a better matchup. But look for Tavares Jones to have himself a day. We need to get him involved early. He's actually climbed himself up to 5th in the Heisman race. And this one is going to be such an intense game. We've had so many close games against Liberty so far this season, and in the past season or two. As the kickoff is underway, can we go back to back in conference championship matchups here? Ethan Vasco and company come back out, averaging 480 yards. We're pretty even. We got to get them going. Ethan Vasco is going to pitch this thing off to Tavares Jones. And on the first play of the game, Tavares Jones is going to take this thing down the sideline to the 20, to the 10, and he's going to take it to the house. Tavares Jones on the first play from scrimmage on offense is going to take this thing the distance, getting the Heisman candidate in there early. Tavares Jones just such a reliable threat on offense, as we're going to start 7-up. Von Blue, though, if you guys remember that name, he demolished us last season. He is a guy that we really need to key in on. They don't have Caden Salter anymore, as Caden Salter was a redshirt senior last year, so now Von Blue is the main guy we need to key in on. Their wide receiver runs are just not doing it. They're doing another wide receiver run. Let's make that tackle. So we're going to force a punt that early in the game. Just not good game planning from their offensive coordinator. Well, we'll start on offense after that early touchdown. Let's see if we can put some more on the board. We're going to keep grinding it with... Oh, he fumbles it! Tavares Jones just fumbled the football. And it's picked up by Liberty. I don't even know what just happened. We weren't even making some sort of ball carrier move for him to fumble the ball. I want to see a replay of that. We're actually going to review that because I feel like his elbow or knee was down before the ball came out. Of course, it's Caden Whidbey. If you remember, he's the one who got that deflected interception in the last game we played against them where it bounced off Tavares' like ankle or kindred or something and ended up getting a pick 6 out of it. So we also don't like that Caden either. But CJ McCrane getting a nice pickup. Getting the first down. CJ McCrane is such a reliable target. He has been by far the best tight end we've had. If you guys watched the Appalachian State Dynasty I had, do you think he's better than Eli Wilson was? That would be a good debate, as we're going to try to run that off and just can't get anything. 3rd and 12. It's a long situation. We have him over the middle. Just a bad pass. He overthrew him just slightly, as we'll try to squeak that in there and we'll get the field goal. Unlucky we only get 3 points there, not 7. But unlucky we only get 3 points there instead of the touchdown. But hey, we will take a 10-point lead any day of the week. So back out on offense. Back to Von Blue yet again. They're going to run up the middle. Defense has been pretty clutch for us pretty much all season. I mean, sitting at 11-1 and ranked 3rd in the nation, you have to have a good defense to even get to this point. They're just going to try to dink and dunk the way down the field. That's going nowhere. Richard Dubose has been kind of quiet as of the last few games, but he's really still been a standout freshman. Von Blue, though, just doing what he needs to do to continue to move the chains. Had him bottled up that time. He's going to run into Dubose, and a big hit from Richard Dubose. 3rd and 9 situation. They try the draw, and he's going to roll forward. The momentum from Von Blue just enough to continue to move the chains. Good find to the tight end. Just going to pick up the first. QB's doing what he's got to do. A high snap, but they still get positive yards. No huddle game is really, really tiring us out right now, as our players are just so gassed. This is where depth really comes into play, and that's a wide open touchdown. Just no one in the vicinity. Got absolutely burnt for a score. Cyril Prewitt, he has some plays that are so good, and then others, he just can't quite do it. That was even zone coverage too. I don't know why. But we'll go back out on offense this time. Get a little bit of motion. Sometimes that works fantastic for us. Tavares Jones already almost at 100 yards. This is wide open CJ McCrane. He makes a great spin move, and his speed is good. It's going to be fast. Is he fast enough to outrun the safety? He got it. A massive individual effort from CJ McCrane to put up points before the end of the quarter. 7 on the board for the big tight end freshman. 17-7 at the end of the first quarter. Really balanced. We're averaging 20 yards per play. That's absurd. Back out on offense. Back to Von Blue again. They pretty much run nothing but no huddle. Whether they gain or lose yards, it's nothing but no huddle. As that's a great tackle before the sticks. Motioning instead. It's actually going to be a play fake. And they throw it right to Therese, who drops it. I can't believe Therese Hamilton dropped that pass. Such unluckiness. And that's going to be a little open field move, and he can't get by him. Sometimes Tavares makes that man miss. And that is a terrible pass. Pass was open, but he just missed him by a mile. That's an open guy deep. And he overthrows him. Nathan Leacock has been overthrown so many times at this season. Ethan Vasco just not doing it. Good punt, though, is going to get them inside the 20. As they're going to go with another run to Von Blue. He is really their workhorse back, as they are doing almost nothing but exclusively giving him the ball. 3rd and inches, and what would you know? It's actually going to be a keeper with the QB. That was a good idea to do the speed option, as the keeper was enough to get the first. Though their run game has really not been a ton of yards. That's a big hit. Therese Hamilton trying to make up for the dropped interception there, as that is a good pass. Really put that where only Bradford could get to it. As another run up the middle. Gonna have a little play fake, throws it, and another nice catch. Wasn't number 22 the guy that did that same thing to us last season? I feel like he was. I don't remember who exactly it was, but somebody did that exact jump animation. Saved an interception last year, and he does it yet again this year. They are just driving, getting closer and closer, and boys, we gotta make a stop. We can't let them score here. Good defense to hold them to a potential field goal. Kick is up, and he made it barely. A couple of our guys are getting pretty close to some records here. We'll be reviewing the records here in a little bit as Tavares Jones gets a nice run to the outside. But Tavares Jones could definitely break some records here. Even CJ McCrane's a little close. That's a dime to Jalen Love. Jalen had that nice little dig route on the inside and threw it perfect. Good back shoulder throw. CJ McCrane just not able to haul that in. It was good defense on the pass. Another just quick throw to CJ McCrane. He just outruns everybody. Such a great player. So fortunate we have this guy for a long, long time as a freshman. Little dump off, not going to do much. Coverage was excellent. Wasn't really anywhere to get that to. As we're just going to go up the middle. That's a big hit. 3rd and 7. Can we move the chains? Wide open. He underthrew him. If that is a lob pass to CJ McCrane, that's a touchdown. Ethan just didn't put enough on it, but we will make the field goal and go back up another 3 points. Back on defense. Try to bring some pressure. We get to him and we bring him down. First timeout called to see if they can try to save some time. He's going to scramble with it again. Gets hit by Milo. 3rd and 9. Trying to get up any points before the half, and he's sacked by Milo Fox. So we call our timeout to see if we can get a chance to get any more points before the half. What blocking was there? Just nobody blocked for that, so it could have been a little bit better. Good little pitch off to Tavares Jones. He's got enough speed to get by the first guy, and he gets knocked out at the 30. Gonna go back to the play action. Had everybody fold. Get the ball to CJ McCrane in space, and he picks up 7. Under 30 seconds left. We'll throw a quick pass to CJ. He's up over 133 yards so far this early in the game. As he is going to be faster than everybody else, we just go no huddle, flip the play, and throw it for a touchdown. Just uncoverable, this man on some of these slower linebackers. It is a mismatch for sure. So at halftime, score is 27-10. CJ McCrane going off. 145 yards on 6 catches for 2 touchdowns. Going to go right back to running the ball, and Von Blue's finally going to get loose on one. We have some speed, and we're able to catch him. Barely catch Von Blue from behind, but he's just making such good plays. Dumps it off and gets the great tackle. A lot of motion trying to confuse us. We know the ball's just always going to Von Blue, but yet it doesn't matter as he just runs straight up the middle and gains a ton. 1st and goal for them, again with the no huddle. We gotta find some sort of defense that works for this no huddle. Whenever we have that, it doesn't work great. We'll see what we do now as it's a goal line formation. He's just gonna run with the QB. We weren't expecting that. And that is a walk-in touchdown. 27-17. He had him open, and it was a terrible pass. Underthrew it, put way too much air under it, all of the above. Good defense from Caden Whidbey. He's going to make the tackle in the backfield. It's a 3rd and 13. Throws a perfect pass to Jalen Love, who gets knocked out. That is what we need from our senior QB, and that was almost picked. Glad he had just enough arm strength to be able to get that one in time, and he just couldn't get it. No offensive line blocking there, as we'll just get the ball to Tavares in space, and you just give the ball to your Stars. When the Stars have the ball, they find a way to make something happen with it. 2nd down and 7. A matter of chewing some clock, not a ton of it, but we want to get some of this clock down, as it brings up a 3rd down situation, another crucial one. We have a wide open Bryce Dobson. Bryce has been such an underrated player for us. I've been really enjoying seeing him grow. We even have him for one more season after this, which is amazing. As we'll do a little motion, and we have McCrane in the back. Oh, it really needed to be a high ball, and that would have been perfect. Juan Kindred just not able to do it. We'll try to hit him with a play fake, and it's perfect. Wide open back of the end zone. Carson Kent is going to get the touchdown. What a play call. Fooled them all on that PA fake. So glad we were able to throw an accurate pass to be able to go up 34-17 here as the 3rd quarter is winding down. Just need to continue to put up the clamps here. They can gain these little 3-4 yard gains each play. I mean, that dinking and dunking down the field, just not going to do it for them fast enough, as that is blown up. Therese Hamilton does like to get his hands dirty when it's possible, and they're just going to run the ball again with their QB. Just so much running room. We try to play man coverage for once, and we just get torched by it. And that was just a little late from Richard Dubose to get there. He ends up gaining a yard on that. That's super unfortunate, but this is the last play of the 3rd quarter, as they're just going to pick up a nice gain. So 34-17 at the end of the 3rd quarter, as we are dominating in the passing game, averaging still 10 per play. Got to continue to play good defensively. We can't let them score a touchdown, because that's going to put him in a real good spot. They're still trailing by quite a bit, though. But we really don't have much of an answer for this rushing attack. They're just running straight up the middle. Come on, guys. Can we get a stop? Can we get a tackle on these guys? We're going to try to pass for it, and we get somebody in there. So glad I put a spy. We've been having to put a D-tackle spy pretty much every play, because he just loves to scramble with it. And we don't want that to happen, as Donovan's going to get there for the sack. He's just scrambling so much back there, and we need to make sure that we put the stop to that. Nobody open on 3rd down. It brings up a 4th down situation, and he's going to go down. Therese Hamilton, we called him on a blitz, and it worked to perfection. As we have an opportunity to try our best to run out the clock here. Oh, 3rd down, and then somebody jumped. Oh, it's our own offensive lineman, Malachi. For having our best offensive lineman out there, he sometimes has a lot of flags. We're going to have to just dump it off. We had some pressure, not going to pick it up. We were able to drain some time off the clock, though, and that is important. So the little dump off brings us to 4 minutes. I don't really like the position we're in, as he's just not fast enough to keep up with him, and that's a massive gain. Real big mismatch there from that slot receiver, as they're going to try to scramble again, and he's just faster than the D-tackle. It's a 2nd and short situation. Throws a curl. He missed him. Just threw it too low. As it's a 3rd down situation, it's right there to Tatum Tuoti, who's going to get the pick, and he's going to run it. Can he go all the way? No, of course. He might get chased down. He breaks the tackle down to the 20, and he's finally brought down. And Tatum Tuoti is going to ice the game with the pick. Oh my gosh. He absolutely locked up that guy. And we're going to be able to run this clock out. So they end up scoring a touchdown in randomly garbage time with no time left after we got a field goal. But 37-24, solid final score for us as we win our 2nd conference championship game. C.J. McCrane doing great things for a freshman. Ethan Vasco, 16 for 27, 267 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Rushing-wise, Tavares Jones, 15 attempts for 152 yards and a touchdown. Receiving again, CJ McCrane, 6 catches and 145 yards, leading the team in both departments. Carson Kent getting a touchdown as well, and Jalen Love getting a nice couple catches. Defensively, Donovan Westmoreland and Jericho Washington having 9 tackles apiece. Christian Ellis with 8. Terez Hamilton and Donovan Westmoreland with 3 TFLs. 2 sacks, though, for Donovan, which is pretty nice, and 1 for Milau. Got an interception from Tatum Twody to seal the game, and a handful of pass deflections. But again, CUSA champions, the Kennesaw State Owls, 2nd year in a row. Donovan Westmoreland, the CUSA Defensive Player of the Week. And he also gets the National Defensive Player of the Week. CJ McCrane getting in there for Offensive Player of the Week for the conference. And Tavares Jones jumping up to 3rd place now in the Heisman. Got another commit, Mitch Everett, the 4-star tight end, joins Kennesaw State. And Zach Dalton, the 3-star corner, also joins. Looks like the Heisman winner ends up being Dylan Raiola. 32 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and almost 3,300 yards. I feel like Ethan was pretty close to those stats. I don't know about that. Donovan Westmoreland, though, is going to win the Best Defensive Player Award. 28 TFLs is absurd. 16 sacks? Jeez. Donovan Westmoreland also wins the Best Defensive End Award. Tavares Jones wins Best Running Back. CJ McCrane wins the Best Tight End Award, had 835 yards and 10 touchdowns as a freshman. And Donovan Westmoreland is going to win the Lombardi. Looks like the All-Americans, we had Tavares Jones as the National Running Back First Team All-American, and CJ McCrane wins the Tight End All-American for First Team too. Looking at the bowl games coming up for the rest of the conference, Texas State and Liberty play in the Bahamas Bowl, Middle Tennessee State and San Jose State play in the New Mexico Bowl. In the New Orleans Bowl, we have Western Kentucky versus Washington State, San Diego State and FIU play in the Hawaii Bowl, and Jack State and West Virginia play in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. We are currently in the 4th spot in the college football playoff at 12-1, ranked number 5 in the country. Could you imagine if we ended up getting paired against Georgia as a rematch? Getting some points to upgrade for the nearing the end of the season. We're going to unlock the Tactician so we can get a couple of these upgrades, because we want to ultimately unlock the Architect. Looking at the recruiting so far, a little update. Orlando Tate, again, that elite talent, 97 speed, 5-star gem, free safety. He's going to be an absolute beast for us. Lee Suggs, another elite talent at free safety. We're probably going to move him over to strong safety. Seth McCreary, sadness that he's star dev. D'Angelo Wakefield went to Miami. He's normal dev. Clay Hewerman, he is elite dev. That's sad that he went to Troy over us. And Kevin Kroger, looks like he's star dev. Greg Hickman is impact dev. Dom Trapp, the 4-star gem, he's a star dev, which is awesome. Cooper Humphreys, normal dev, sad. Mitch Everett, oh, he's star dev, that's awesome. Earl Countess is impact dev. Jaquez Funches is normal. Jamie Briggs is impact. George Phoenix, he's also impact. Zach Dalton is impact. We have a lot of impact guys on the team so far. The guys that we haven't quite committed yet, Paul McAllister, looks like he's probably not going to commit at this point. I don't even know what else we could do for him at this given moment, but we can't really add any hours or take any away, so we're just going to have to deal with it. Probably don't think we're going to get Marquise or Marquez also at the wide receiver spot, but most of these other guys, I feel like we should be able to get them. No one else is really going after them. It looks like we're matched up against Kansas State in the Cotton Bowl in the first round of the college football playoff. Sadness, though, we lost both of our coordinators. Both the offense and defensive took other positions, I guess, or they retired or went to the NFL. I couldn't figure out what happened to them. So it looks like for offensive coordinator, I found this guy, Alex Costa. He's got a pro offensive style, and he also has a pipeline in Metro Atlanta. Looks like he's mostly a motivator, has a little bit of tactician in there, and some recruiter. I like all of that. Only downside is he's a D+ for prestige, but I like the intangibles that he does have for us. So we're going to go ahead and offer him and see if we can get him to join the squad. Defensively, I found Brock McAdoo. He's level 19. He's got the 3-3-5 tight, which is what we like to run, and also Metro Atlanta, so that should help bolster our pipeline a little bit. C Prestige, he's a little bit more recruiting heavy, has a little bit of motivator and a little bit of tactician as well. So I like that mix. So we'll go ahead and offer him one too and see if we can get them both. Well, it looks like Kansas State beat Arizona 31-15. We'll be playing them. Georgia just took it to Virginia Tech 49-3. They'll play Alabama. Oregon plays against Clemson as they destroyed Stanford. And Pitt beat Illinois pretty soundly, and they'll play against Nebraska. Excited for this one. This is one of the toughest teams we've played this year so far. Time to see what our boys are made of. The Cotton Bowl, first ever postseason game for your boys down in Kennesaw. It is time. Our guys are pumped up. We have some ultra-star seniors in this lineup, and let's see if we can bring them home a national championship. So opening kickoff against Kansas State, we are going to be the ones to get the ball first. We got to start out hot. This season, pretty much dead even, a yard different. So they're 11-3 on the season to our 12-1. Two pretty evenly matched teams as Tavares gets a nice gain. Getting the ball in his hands early. We'll try to go back to the ground, and Tavares was so close to breaking that one. Corner able to get his hands on him and make a nice tackle as we'll reverse upfield. 3rd and short. Can we pick it up on the quick pass? Great completion. C.J. McCrane, nation's #1 tight end, getting that catch to move the chains as Tavares Jones gets a nice run to the outside. That spin move was filthy. Holy smokes, that spin move was insane. Play action. Can we get an open guy? What a dot from Ethan Vasco. Huge pickup for the first down to C.J. McCrane. Fans absolutely loving it here that traveled for this game, as we're going to get finally somehow outside. Don't know how Tavares made positive yards on that. What a throw. Ethan Vasco is absolutely feeling it right now. It's a good run, and he's just not going to be denied. Tavares Jones is going to get into the end zone, getting his first touchdown of the day, getting closer to that career rushing touchdown record. Dylan Edwards and Avery Johnson. I remember those names from previous dynasties. They are animals. We're going to have to find a way to bottle up these guys as they're going right back to the jet touch. Teams just love the jet touch against us, and that's a complete good hit. Christian Ellis, good awareness as we're just barely going to get that off. Just not really going anywhere. Didn't have a lot of blocking on it. Gonna bring up a 3rd down and long. The screen was just about perfect as Tavares Jones has a foot race with the defenders, and he's knocked out of midfield. Boy, are we gonna miss Tavares Jones next season. His speed and elusiveness is just something that's so good. How did he not get the first down on that? I really want to challenge it, but I'm not going to. Big hit on Tavares. Don't like the big hits on him, as we're just going to try to dump it off to C.J. McCrane again. The drag route for him is just so open. You throw C.J. on drags, on some... Oh, my gosh. End of the first quarter, 7-0, as they have 5 total yards of offense. So far, pretty much shutting them down on defense, as that's going to be a nice little run with Bryce Dobson, and he's down at the 1. So close to being able to punch that in, and there goes Tavares Jones with yet another touchdown, his 2nd of the game. I want to say that puts him somewhere around like 52 on his career. The record for career touchdowns is 56 from Chandler Burke, so we're so close. Wow, was that wide open. Good hit, though. Christian Ellis making the nice open field tackle to keep it from being a much bigger gain, as that's going nowhere. Cyrus Dansby just able to make the tackle. Good hit, Donovan. It looks like they're going to break off these massive plays, and then they just barely don't get anything. But then that's a massive play, just as I say it. Wide open over the top, just destroyed them. So 14-7. Kansas State is on the board. It's not going to be a rout. Not that easy, especially in the college football playoff. We'll try to go back to the run. We haven't really tried the option yet, as that is just getting bottled up. Nothing doing at all. So we'll go with a little motion. We'll go with a little PA fake. Have a guy over the middle, was underthrown, and a flag on top of it. And that's going to send us back. Sends us back to a 2nd and 21. Basically on our own goal line as we pick up some. Try to just make it a little bit more manageable of a play call. Has a guy open, and he throws a dot to Bryce Dobson. That was a missile. I love how accurate he's been up the seam in the last couple games. Definitely helps out tremendously with us trying to get the first downs on these longer plays. Nathan Leacock just needs to be involved more often. He's just not getting himself open near as much as we would need him to. will pick up the first down on a blitz call from them, as Tavares is just going to try to get what he can. Been pretty pleased with the offense in general this year, even with the sliders. The sliders being changed definitely made it a lot tougher for us to have huge plays, as that's a great back shoulder throw. Ethan Vasco is on the money right now. The back shoulder throw was one of the most beautiful throws he's thrown probably in his career. Gets us to a 2nd and goal, and Tavares Jones is going to punch it in, and we're closer and closer to the record. 1st and 10. Going to throw that one deep. He has a man, and it's incomplete. Good deflection. Jericho Washington able to get the hit, and another good hit, but he holds on. Timeout called as they're gonna see if they can try to score on this. They run with the QB. He's gonna make a man miss, and gets a huge gain on that one. It's gonna be 1st and 10 for him again. Just playing over the top. If we weren't playing over the top, I feel like we'd be closer to some of these routes. They've been just kind of keeping everything short. That's a big sack from Donovan. The sack will eat up a timeout. They have none remaining. And we're going to call our timeout so we have at least a chance to get some sort of points here before the half. As Javen's going to see what he can get on it. We have 7 seconds to do something. We're going to hand the ball off and see if we can keep him sleeping. A great move from Tavares Jones. His speed is unreal. He's going to take this thing to the house. Tavares. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. Just a completely unbelievable play from this man, just showing on display time and time again how he is the best running back in college football history. I don't think we can name a better running back than him right now. So at halftime, I mean, I'm still just going crazy about that run, but it's 28-7. Tavares Jones has 4 touchdowns on 15 carries at the half. Just really isn't a better guy than him. So in the second half, I mean, they need to make some changes, because if we score again, this game's gonna be pretty close to being out of reach. As we just send a little bit of pressure, he gets devoured in the backfield. Donovan Westmoreland again. That was a little chippy there afterward. He was kind of letting that QB hear it. He did not want Avery to get off the hook that time. We'll get almost half of it. Makes it a 3rd and 15, and that's what a throw. Right on the back of the numbers. Just really embarrassing Dubos there. As that's thrown in, could have been picked from Therese. Decreasing the sliders has definitely made the interceptions go down. I'm wondering if that needs to be tinkered slightly higher again. But we've been dropping quite a few. I mean, I want some drops, but that's been quite a bit of drops. Kind of same thing with QB accuracy sometimes. I feel like our accuracy is not as good as it probably should be for how high of an overall Vasco is. Definitely makes it more challenging, though. I will say that. As that is going to be thrown directly to Jericho Washington. Don't go out of the end zone. Oh my gosh, he did it again. He did it in the past, and he did it again. Can we somehow find a way to get out of our end zone? Going to just give the ball to the Stars. Just try to find a way. Get us out of the end zone. Oh my word. I don't know how that's not a safety. I don't know how that's not a safety. We try to throw that, and that was a dangerous pass. Don't like anything in that at all. That whole sequence of plays was atrocious. Let's just go to the next one. Really going to give them probably one more shot here if they don't score. And that is a massive run. They're definitely trying. It's just a matter of, is it too little, too late? Another sack. Our 3rd sack of the game. Mylau Fox. Both Mylau and Donovan just showing up here in the postseason, as that's a great find. Gets a lot of run after contact. I don't know what that pass is, but it's right to Cyril Prewitt, who's going to get the pick, and that's going to pretty much seal this game. Cyril making the play he needs to and coming down with that pick. That's going to give us an opportunity where we can kind of just try to run the clock here. Trying to get a little bit more yards downfield. Has a guy and he underthrows him. Just if you throw that one more correctly, that is a massive gain. See, look, CJ's completely wide open on that mini crosser. End of the 3rd quarter, 28-7. Just really kind of dominating. 4th quarter of play, can we continue to pound the rock and get more touchdowns? Don't want to be too light on them just yet, as that's a big sack. 3rd and long. Can we pick up the first? I don't think so. We'll just take the safe play. Gonna have to be a punt situation. And really a last opportunity, as that goes out at the 1. That's an insane punt. That really could end it right here. I mean, the amount of play calls that they're restricted to on the 1-yard line changes your whole game plan. Especially when you're trailing like this, you just can't afford to run the ball. You run the ball 3 times in a row like that. Wow, that was close to being blocked. But you run the ball 3 times in a row like that, I mean, that's pretty much a death sentence for you. You're just going to have such a hard time picking it up. So we're able to run the clock out 34-7 and kind of a rout in the first game of the postseason. Really thought that was going to be a little bit closer of a game against Kansas State, but our defense really showed out well. And Tavares Jones getting 4 touchdowns on the day, he really took over in the first half. But we are going to end up winning the Cotton Bowl, getting our first trophy that I see here. We held them to 184 total yards of offense. Ethan Vasco went 17 for 22 for 266. No touchdowns, no picks. Didn't really have to do that much. It was a lot of a ground attack game. Looking at the rushing stats again, Tavares Jones, the 23 carries for 123 and 4 touchdowns. CJ McCrane, yet again, leading the team in receptions and yards. I mean, 83 yards. Bryce Dobson also getting in on the action with his 50 yards. Same with Jalen Love with 49. Looking at the tackle leader, Christian Ellis. It had 7 tackles with 3 TFLs and 1.5 sacks from Donovan Westmoreland, and ended up having a sack from Milo Fox and 2 picks from Cyril and Jericho Washington. Cotton Bowl, 1 down, 2 to go. Can we make it through the entire college football playoff to make it to the national championship? Donovan Westmoreland getting the CUSA Defensive Player of the Week, and he's also getting the National Player of the Week, which, I mean, we're going to assume with how little teams are playing right now. Tavares Jones is going to get the CUSA Offensive Player of the Week with those 4 touchdowns. And we're going to be playing against Alabama. Number 1 Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. Wow, that's going to be a rough one. Looks like Georgia couldn't keep up with Alabama as they scored 52 points on them and move on to play us. Clemson is going to beat Oregon 49-31. They move on to play Nebraska, who ends up beating Pitt 37-31 in a close contest. What are the odds that we might play against Nebraska and have the Heisman hopeful Tavares versus Dylan Raiola, the Heisman winner? Looks like we got both coaches to commit, which is awesome. Excited to see how they progress too. Looking at the scores from the other games, looks like Liberty won 33-17 over Texas State. San Jose State beats Middle Tennessee 48-31. Western Kentucky wins also, and FIU also wins, and Jackson State wins 43-35. So the battle for the Sugar Bowl, and now we're away. This is going to be even tougher because we've been having technically the home field advantage through this point, and that's been helping us a lot. But this time, you know, we're not going to have those benefits as these are a little bit more neutral site now. I mean, I know the last one was neutral site too, but just something about wearing the all whites that just kind of screams you're the away team to me. But we'll kick the ball off, and we'll see if we can keep Ryan Williams in check. That is the guy. We need to keep him in check. But it looks like their team averaging almost 500 yards a game, which is crazy. They're going to go right to the ground game. Justice Hayes making some nice plays. He is such a good back, too. It's going to be a tough day for us to bottle him up. Good play design as we are going to get a little loss, and that is a knockdown. Good job. Forcing an early punt. Exactly what you want to see. We love to see the early punts, and hopefully we'll get some points. Ethan Vasco, CJ McCrane and company coming back out on the field. This is their first time against this Alabama defense that is really fast. What a spin move, and what a tackle. Tavares Jones was so close to breaking that thing for a huge gain, as Bryce Dobson's going to get a nice little cut move, and he picks up 15. Inside the 30, a little motion to pick up the outside guy, and it's a good pickup, and Tavares is inside the 10. We have such an elusive offense, as we'll just dump it off quick, and Javen Simpkins is in. 4 plays, right? Like, that was such a quick drive for 7 points. Who would have thought we'd get a 3 and out and then just run the table on them? As we need to continue to show that tough defense. Good hit in the backfield. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Is this 3rd and 10? Can we send a little bit of pressure? He's going to be fast enough to get out of the pocket. Picks up a big gain. Eli Holston. I kind of remember that name. I don't know if he's somebody that we kind of looked at for recruiting purposes or if I just remember it. But we'll see. 3rd and 4 situation. He just runs again. We're going to have a spy every single play. Just one of those teams. You know, when you play someone who's super, super mobile, you have to account for it, or else he's going to tear you up. Back out on offense. We're kind of pinned pretty deep. That was a really good punt from the Alabama punter, and we just get tripped up. Just can't really get past our own offensive lineman, and we have a lot of pressure. We barely get it off to Nathan Leacock, who gets a spin move, and he's up to the 20. Gonna go back to the ground game. Tavares just tries to get what he can, and wow, that's a big injury. CJ McCrane holding his shoulder. Might have been holding his chest. I'm not really sure what the injury is. I'll let you know as I know more. But it looks like, oh, it is a bruised shoulder. That's a high risk. That's tough. I don't really want to risk injuring him for a long period of the rest of the season. Especially with us being in the postseason. Like, we really need him for all of these games. He's such a difference maker. We might have to just let him sit a little bit, though, as the first quarter comes to an end. And we are doing pretty well on both sides of the ball. But there we go. We'll try to get another pitch. I don't think we've done an option yet, as that has been working pretty well so far this year. Going up over 50 yards so far just already, as they're all over that to the tight end. Try a little bit of motion this time. PA fake. The pressure is so crazy. We had guys open, too. Just can't get the ball to him. Throws a nice pass, and just so close to being able to pick that one up, as we're going to give it to the fullback who powers forward for the first. 2nd down and 10. Got a guy over the middle. He just underthrew him. So on 3rd down then, we're going to drop back and throw that thing deep, and it is deflected. Just didn't get enough air under it, and we'll have to punt it away as they're going to get a huge run. Justice Hayes just doing what he needs to do. Another massive run from Justice. And they are already in midfield. Play action really had me fooled there, but he's going to throw that thing just over top of our defender. Just not quite fast enough as they're going real no huddle right now. Doing some motion to try to confuse us, but Myla Fox is not confused. Gets a huge TFL to bring him back to the original line of scrimmage. And he's going to try to scramble with it, and we're going to get the stop. Holds him to a field goal situation, which is up, and it is good. 7-3. Good defense there, holding them to only a field goal instead of the touchdown. That is the difference in winning and losing games. Just couldn't get off the block. Go back to the option play. Can we get one off? Haven't had a big one in a while, but that one's going to be a nice little run. Tavares Jones getting some nice yards to set us up well as we're under the 2-minute warning and gets a nice first. Bryce Dobson also finding a way to get open, and he just drops it. Jalen Love dropped a massive, massive play as Bryce Dobson's going to get some space to the outside, and he's going to take it down into the red zone. Another motion will try to fake it and then hand it off, and that's a good play. Getting a nice 6-yard gain for Tavares. Continue to pound the ground with him as we pick up the first. We try to milk a little bit of clock here. We want to be the last possession. 2nd and goal. Can we punch it in with Tavares? He will. Reach over the goal line and score another touchdown as we're up 14-3. At the half, Tavares Jones being our spotlight player with his 83 yards at halftime. Set for the kickoff here. We need to continue to assert our dominance on the defensive side of the game. We've really been holding them to barely anything so far. Good pickup from Tavares. Sometimes just a simple dump off to your running back can be the difference. That sack, though, is massive, putting us in a terrible position. So after the punt, Alabama back with it. Just trying to really... Oh, that's a direct snap to the running back, and that's a good juke. He gets it first. He's just doing really, really good moves right now as he is just knifing through our defense. Up across midfield in just a few plays. We do not want Justice Hayes to be taking over this game. It's not really the Alabama quarterback. It's really been all the running back at this point. He has been doing everything. Good deflection. Wow, that was a touchdown for sure. He just didn't put enough air under it. And Tavares will take over. We'll try to go to a little play action fake. Just going to have to dump it off. It was covered up well. Nathan Leacock won't get it. Brings us to a 3rd and inches. Can we get the first? We will. Good pickup. The play action. We have a guy wide open. He just slightly underthrows him, and that could have been the difference of a touchdown. The pickup, though, is massive, and it gives us an opportunity as I was wide open, and it's a terrible overthrow. An insane overthrow. We had him wide open down the seam. We wanted that inside. Oh, we want to land that like right here. We want to land that somewhere in the middle. There's nobody back here. We land that right in the middle. It's a touchdown. But where does it end up sailing to? The outside to the numbers. That is terrible. If we lead him inside, get him up the middle, that is a free touchdown. So that is one of the first huge mistakes of Ethan Vasco in this postseason. Let's hope the momentum change is not enough to swing this game, because it is still a ball game. 3rd and inches. Can we make the defensive stop? And we will. Chris Rogers. He gets the stop. We get the punt afterward. And we're up across midfield. Get Bryce Dobson the ball again. And he just didn't get the block. End of the 3rd quarter, 14-3. Really been one-sided on both sides. Them all running and us all passing. We'll try to throw the ball again. Another screen pass. Tavares Jones gets it in space. He gets a move to the outside. And it's a foot race and he's inside the red zone. Tavares Jones went in space. So good. Wow, we had so many open guys. Sucks when we just can't get that pass off and we have the space for it. Tavares is going to try to reach for the end zone. No. Gets us to a 1st and goal. Juan Kindred tries. He can't get it. 2nd and goal. We'll try to do a little plie fake. Oh, God. That one was close, but not going to be it. As the screen pass is perfect. We get him from the other side, and Tavares gets another touchdown. 21-3. So this one is all but over at this point. We just need to be smart on defense. We need to hold them from getting any points, and that will end it. Huge drop. Huge drop brings up a 3rd down and 5. Open guy deep, and it's deflected out. Good defense. A 4th down, and we didn't have a spy out there. When will we learn? The spy would have been crucial to just ending this game right now, and that is a deflected incomplete. I think it just hit the receiver in the face. I don't even know what he was doing, and that's another deflection. 3rd and 10. I feel like defense is doing all right now, but that's an open guy. Just picks up the 1st. Into our territories. They go back to the ground game, which we weren't expecting. Big hit, though. Christian Ellis kind of put some decent-sized hits in there. That's wide open. Wow, that's wide open. Ryan Williams just absolutely ran past everything. We got to get the onside kick. Getting the onside kick should pretty much end the game, and we will get it. We'll try to just run some of this clock out, as we're not going to get much if we lose yards. 2nd down and 11. Have our chew clock on. We just got to get a 1st down. That would be the difference, and that's a huge gain all the way down inside the 10 to the 7. 1st and goal. Just nothing there. Hate that for sure, as we're trying to run the ball again. Gets nothing. At the 12-yard line, running the ball with Tavares. Oh, he's so close. The field goal attempt is up, and he hits the upright. That would have ended the game right then and there. But Eric misses it. Instead, Alabama's going to take over, and they have a step. And that's going to be a 1-play touchdown to Ryan Williams as he's taking over this game. Oh my God, let's not choke this right now. They're going for 2 to make this a field goal game, and that is wide open. The onside kick with 1:42, and they still have timeouts. Get it, just fall down, just fall down. We need to get a 1st down, and that is not happening. We lose 2 yards on the 1st run, and still nothing happening. 2nd timeout, well, we gotta run the ball. I mean, a pass 1st down would seal it, but the safe play is to run as much clock as possible and run the ball so that they just don't have an opportunity. And he overran it. So close to nailing on the 1, and Ryan Williams almost breaks that. Oh my gosh. This is not happening. Guys, somebody needs to make a stop. Somebody needs to do something. Just an incomplete pass. It's a 3rd down. Such a big moment. And that could have been picked, Torres. Torres drops a for sure interception. And in 4th down, it's going to be a massive pickup on the dig. 20 seconds. They're going to spike it. They have a couple plays here. They need to get into field goal range. We have a spy. We send him so he doesn't get much. They're going to no huddle it. Time is going so close to being out. Can they get the spike off? They get it off with 1 second. This is everything. The Hail Mary for the game. Throws it deep to the end zone. So we deflect it. Yes. Oh my gosh. We somehow come away with the win. 21-18. That one was insane. Down the stretch, we thought we had that for sure. And then all of a sudden, they came roaring back. Tavares Jones getting player of the game, though. As we are going to end up getting that victory and getting our first Sugar Bowl championship also. Ethan Vasco, 14 for 22, 195 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. 1 interception was so bad. Tavares Jones having 153 yards and a touchdown. Receiving-wise, Bryce Dobson being the guy we needed. 5 catches for 79 yards. Tavares Jones and Simpkins both getting plus 40. Defensively, Cyrus Dansby leading the team with 8 tackles. Richard Dubose with 7. He also had 2 TFLs, and Chris Rogers getting 2 TFLs. No sacks on the day. They ran the ball so much. No interceptions, a couple that should have been, and many, many pass deflections. But we are going to get the Sugar Bowl victory, and let's go, boys. We are a step closer to our first national championship. Richard Dubose is going to get the CUSA Defensive Player of the Week, and Tavares Jones getting the CUSA Offensive Player of the Week. He also gets the national. And boys, national championship against Nebraska. Who else? Dylan Raiola versus Tavares Jones. And they pretty handily beat up on Clemson, 33-15. But they're pretty evenly ranked with us, so this one is going to be interesting. Look at that national championship trophy. Who would have thought just 3 seasons into this dynasty, and we are looking at the trophy in person for the first time in our franchise history, going from barely winning anything in year 1, winning 5 games, to then going undefeated in year 2, just straight up. Tavares Jones rushing for 3,000 yards, and we win our first bowl game. We win our first conference championship. We go back to back. We win the 2nd in a row conference championship this year. And now we have an opportunity to win our first ever national championship game. And how better but to do it against the Heisman winner, the guy that snubbed Tavares Jones from getting one, as he really rightfully deserved one for sure last year, but played well this year too. So they'll start out on offense first, and a massive shot. Richard Dubose is psyched up for this game for sure. Good hit, as that's a massive stiff arm, and a good hit again. This is going to be a very, very physical game, I can already tell. Quinton Ives is the running back, and it looks like they are going to hound the ball. And they are also milking clock as well. And that's a wide open receiver all the way for a touchdown. Jericho Washington got completely demolished off the line, and that is an early 7-0 lead. Sometimes that's kind of the scary part, because you don't really still know what you're going up against. You just let a big touchdown up, and you don't really know if they're going to defeat you with the run of the pass. But we got Ethan Vasco coming back out here. He needs to clean up. We can't have that bad pick that he had against Alabama. Otherwise, Tavares Jones needs to be our lead guy. As Tavares will get a nice little 5-yard carry, and I don't know why that wasn't a pitch. But whatever the glitch was, it must have worked out in our favor, as Tavares is going to try to get the first. We just can't get there. So close, it's a 4th down situation, and he's going to muff the punter. Throw the flag. Somebody throw the flag, as that is going to be coming back. Javier Callaway just gave us another life, and Tavares Jones is going to make the best of it. Huge run up the middle for Tavares Jones. His ability to just hit the hole fast. Such a good thing. And we're going to try a little jet touch this time. We got to get Bryce Dobson involved early, as he's going to get a good block from McCrane. Stiff arms a man, and he's down inside the red zone. Bryce Dobson on those jet touches has really come a long way, as that one's going to be deflected again, and it's somehow intercepted. What? Are you kidding me? How did that get picked? I don't know how McCrane didn't just snatch that one out of the air. But instead, it's Nebraska ball. I don't even know. I need to see a replay on that. Had a little play action, was under a lot of pressure, and it was just ricocheting. Just bouncing off of CJ McCrane, and now they start off in bad field position, but they've been just running through us. I mean, if we go down 2 scores, what a play. Richard Dubose just shooting the gap and getting a huge TFL. And that one is going to be snuffed out. Brings up a 3rd and 9. That TFL was actually massive. Donovan. Good job to force the punt. So it ends up working out okay. I would have loved to get points there, but instead they don't get any. And so we're back on offense again. We'll get the pitch off to the running back, Tavares Jones. He's just going to try to foot race him, and he's down to the 20. Go right back to the ground game, and Javin Simpkins. To the end of the first quarter, 7-0 Nebraska, but we are threatening. Very, very even in yardage so far. 2nd and 1. Run the ball again to Tavares. Gets us to the 1st and goal. Just got to find a way to punch this one in. Is it Joe? Oh my gosh. Juan Kindred would not be denied. Hasn't been able to be utilized that much this year, but he said just give me the opportunities, as he comes up with one of the most clutch plays in this entire season so far. So tie game just like that, and they're going back to the ground game. This game is going so fast. They are really, really running. And what a move! We over pursued because of the truck from the running back, and he's all the way down. A great tackle, but he's down inside the 15. Their running game is so good right now. We've had notoriously a good run defense this past season, but right now, it's tough. Very, very tough. Quentin Ives just doing what he needs to. Nice hit. Brings up a field goal. It is up, and it is good. So they're going to take the lead back 10-7. This one is going to be such a back and forth game. I can already tell, as Mafe is going to get an opportunity. He gets downfield. So we start off in decent field position, but can't get anything on the run. Got to see about going to the air, and where's the flag? I feel like Tavares Jones got demolished in the backfield. We're just going to throw that off and air and pass. Brings up a punt. The 3 and out, not ideal. Especially such a quick event. Good tackle there. Chris Rogers saving what could have been a bigger play. Richard Dubose up the middle. Just kind of a menace. Always there to make a big hit. 3rd and medium. Can they pick it up? They're going to run with it, and Richard Dubose is there to make an excellent tackle. The open field tackling from Richard Dubose, it does need to improve, but it has definitely improved in this game so far. So we're going to be back on offense. We're down by 3. We have to find a way to make something happen. Bryce Dobson has really come up clutch for us so far in this postseason, as there's a little dump off, and Jalen drops it. Wasn't the easiest catch in the world, but Tavares Jones is going to get the pitch to the outside, and he's going to get a large pickup, and he's inside the red zone. 99 yards for Tavares Jones in just 7 carries. We got to take the safe, easy route to Juan Kindred. He fights to get inside the 10. With a minute left, we can try to run some clock. Somehow 3rd and inches. Don't agree with that. I really feel like we got that first down there. Nonetheless, we will pick it up anyway and try to cut back upfield, get some. Gets us down to about 16 seconds left, and it's getting a little tight here for us to put up some points. Had to call a timeout to give us an opportunity to throw a pass, and that would have been money. The overthrow makes us have to settle for a field goal. Hate that, but it is going to be tied at the half. So at the half, 10-all in such a good national championship game. You know, guys, I have to talk about, too, you know, is this should we win this game? Is this the end of our Kennesaw State dynasty? I mean, I feel like if you guys enjoy it, you could definitely throw some likes on this video to show me that you want me to continue to keep doing this current dynasty. Other than that, I have some more ideas for other dynasties. I have a team builder dynasty that's on the way that should be coming out here pretty soon. And if you want me to just kind of get on with that one and start the team builder one, then we can start that a little bit early also. Good 3 and out for them, basically, as we just can't get anything going here in the second half. Right to a direct snap to Quentin Ives. They're just driving down the field. We need to get a stop on this one, as that's a good bounce to the outside, and he's going to be almost to the 30. 3rd and short. Just a perfect play call for that situation, and it's a nice pickup for the first. 1st and 10. Another run to Quentin. He's been getting so many carries. It's pretty much just run on 1st and 2nd down. Sometimes even run on 3rd down. And when it's not run, can you throw it to him? That was almost there. Just not open enough of a window, and did we just run into the kicker? Oh my lord. Christian Ellis, did you just run into the kicker in the national championship? I can't believe it. They have brand new life, and they're going to try to run with it. It's a good tackle. Fantastic open field tackle, bringing up a 3rd and medium. We need to hold them for a play. One play, and it's dropped somehow. They're going to have to settle for the field goal, which they do make. That's a big drop. But yeah, if you guys are still interested in this, definitely put some likes. I'm going to set up a like goal that I'll decide here by the end of the video, and we'll see. If we hit that like goal, then I'll renew for another season. Otherwise, you know, I'll still leave this file on here, and we can always come back to it at another point. But I want to choose something that you guys are also going to enjoy, as well as it's also enjoyable to be creating. And I've been liking the Dynasty, but I also want to make sure that you guys are liking it, and it seems like the viewership for this current series has been kind of dwindling as of late. So that's fine. I want to choose videos and series that are going to be entertaining for you guys. But right now, we have a national championship to get back to, as after that huge TFL, it is a 2nd and long. We have 7 minutes to get back in this one, as they've just been starting to bottle up this option. We don't have an offense right now. Pretty much going to have to go for it, I think, here. We take the safe play to McCrane. He gets the catch. I think we had to go for it at that point. We were out of field goal range, and the time is just not enough to be sure that we're going to get a stop defensively. Brings up a 3rd and 5. It's a short situation. Throws a great back shoulder pass, and it's somehow 4th and inches. We got to go for it there. Just going to power forward with a QB. We get the first. Tavares has a nice play in space. Gets an 8-yard gain, and we're going to be able to hit Leacock up the middle. 10 yards away from the end zone. Good job staying on his feet. We're also trying to milk some clock at the same time. We know it's not going to be... Oh, no. We were hoping we were going to be able to get that. We could not, though, and we're going to lose more yards. So here it is. Field goal time. We need to make this. Got to focus up to drill this field goal. It's up, and it is good. We are going to nail it. Eric Calvillo drills it. So it is 13 all, but we left Nebraska way too much time and timeouts, as they're going to start their drive with a wide receiver screen. Not going anywhere. Danellis Johnson getting the stop, a name we haven't heard in a bit, but he's making some plays. As the throw out of bounds brings him to a 3rd down situation, and they're just going to have to throw it out again. That's a 3 and out. This is a punt situation. Could not have asked for something better than this. We didn't even have to use any of our timeouts. So now look at that, guys. We have a minute for us to drive down the field. Just take the safe play. Everything was covered up, and it's a huge gain. We noticed that it was man coverage, and they were going to bag us up downfield. Tavares, great job hitting that block. Another 1st down, as we have 40 seconds left, trying to get closer and closer to the end zone. They don't want us to score a touchdown. A touchdown would pretty much end this game. I don't want to pass the ball. I don't want any shot of a mistake. We got to just be safe. Hand the ball off to the power back. Get ourselves lined up for a good field goal. Drain this thing down. Kicks up, and it is good. The walk-off winner for Eric Calvillo is going to be a successful field goal, as he missed some crucial kicks throughout the season, but he drills the one we need. All we have to do is squib this kick and don't allow a return, And we are going to, oh my God, don't allow a return. Somebody make a tackle. And thank goodness we are going to pull it off. Kennesaw State is going to be the national champions 3 years into the dynasty. And Kennesaw State has gone from the bottom dweller of the league to the league national champion. Unbelievable. There's DeMarco Caraway, the first recruit we ever committed. He gets a chance to celebrate near the trophy also with us as coach. That's such a sweet, sweet ending for this season. Tavares Jones getting 119 yards on the ground. Didn't end up getting any touchdowns, but touchdowns were hard to come by in this game. As why on earth is Malachi Carney holding that trophy? Get him off of there. The amount of holding calls he's had. Holding Nebraska also to 184 yards of total offense. That's really solid defense. Ethan Vasco 14 for 23, 156 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Just kind of did what he needed to. Nothing wowing though. Same kind of like I said with Tavares Jones. Was just what we needed. Receiving wise, Bryce Dobson made so many nice plays that helped us to move the chains, getting his 62 yards on 4 catches. And Richard Dubose, just the guy, 7 tackles. But let's go. Who would have thought? National champions. After that loss to Georgia, I didn't know where this season was going to end. But I did not expect this, as we're going to complete it. Danellis Johnson, of all players, gets his recognition as the CUSA Defensive Player of the Week. Tavares Jones, the greatest, as we are going to pull off the 2026 National Champion Trophy. Goes to the Kennesaw State Owls. I'm just completely stunned. You know, when did you guys think we were going to get to that point? Did you think we were good enough yet? I thought for sure we're going to need a couple more of those 4 and 5 stars we've been redshirting. But looking at the season stats, Ethan Vasco, 3,700 yards. Ended up having 31 touchdowns and 8 picks. Looking at the season splits from the previous season, a little bit of a downgrade from last year. But again, we did change the sliders. Got sacked just as much and actually threw less interceptions. So only had 8 interceptions. Still a good touchdown-interception ratio. Looking at running back, Tavares Jones, another 2,000-yard season. He had 2,100 yards, 8.5 per carry, 23 touchdowns. Had a little bit less carries, but still just very efficient on the ground for us. Just such a workhorse, such a great, great player. I really wonder what team's going to draft him in the NFL. Javon Simpkins didn't really get a chance to shine that much. Neither did Juan Kindred this year. Looking at receiving, CJ McCrane ends up leading the team with 934 yards and 10 touchdowns. Such an animal. Bryce Dobson really just improving steadily each season. I don't really know what happened in 25, but in 26, 67 catches, had the most catches on the team. 2 yards away from tying first place in yards and had 3 touchdowns. Just didn't really get a lot of end zone attempts, but just great over the middle of the field. Nathan Leacock had a little bit of a down year. Didn't get to 1,000 yards at 687 on 30 catches. Had 9 touchdowns still. Just still such a very high touchdown to catch ratio for him. I'm hopeful we're able to keep him from the transfer portal, because I know he wanted us to have a little bit more passing yards, and that would really, really be unfortunate if he was to transfer out as a senior. And looking at defense, Chris Rogers leading the team in tackles, 88 of them. Cyrus Dansby getting 84, Richard Dubose at 83. For a true freshman, he also had 25 TFLs, but geez, Donovan Westmoreland with 33. That's crazy. He also led with 18 sacks. Just a steady increase every single season. Up there with 18 sacks in his last season. Just an animal. Also super excited to see where he goes in the NFL, because he's for sure got to be picked up by somebody. Looking at Milo Fox, he has also improved quite a bit over the last season, getting 14 sacks and 25 TFLs. He also had 5 deflections and 3 forced fumbles. Just a crazy season for him as a true sophomore. Jericho Washington ends the season as our interception leader with 7. A little bit of a downgrade from the 13 picks he had last season, but hey, 21 interceptions through 3 seasons is quite a lot for college. He also had 6 deflections. Cyril Prewitt, 14 pass deflections. That's got to be insane. That's got to be the highest I've ever had with one guy. That's ridiculous. Therese Hamilton also having 70 tackles, 14 TFLs for him. Looking at the players leaving, this is the time I am not excited for. Not excited for it. All right, here we go. Nathan Leacock. Oh, dang it. He does not want to stay, and he is going to transfer out. That sucks. The only other person we have here is Walker White. I mean, if he ends up leaving, so be it. Oh, that's unfortunate too, but we do have Nick Johns for next season. Looking at some of the graduating players that we have that are leaving. You know, Westmoreland's gone, Ethan Vasco, DeForest Jones, Danellis Johnson. I mean, look at all these star-studded players. You guys are going to have to let me know who made the biggest impact as a senior, you know, on offense and on defense. Which senior right now leaving, what hurts us the most? You know, based off of what we have coming in next season. You know, what really hurts us? I mean, if this is the end here of the dynasty, then I guess you could just, guys, let me know what your favorite player so far had been over the course of this season. I feel like everyone loved Tavares Jones. I feel like Tavares Jones was a super likable guy on offense, and we kind of all really liked him. And I think on defense, the most lovable guy that we've all really liked has been Milau Fox, just improving. I think Richard Dubose could have been one of those guys, just a little too early. Milau's been with us since pretty much the beginning. But look at that. Ethan Vasco gets drafted in the 7th round. Really only people we could find in the transfer portal was a 4-star left end and a 4-star corner, Jeremiah Moses, who's super fast. And then some of the other guys, I mean, we're all pretty fairly going to win them all at this point. Nobody else is really going after many of them. And look at that, Garrison Butler. He is going to commit the transfer left end. And hey, we got Montrell Blank, the 3-star wide receiver. Tyler Allen also commits. And we're getting pretty close on some of these other guys. We're just going to try to change some of these pitches and see if we can get them to commit. And looks like, yeah, Jeremiah Moses, the 4-star corner, commits. That's a big ad for us. AJ Gossett, wide receiver, also commits. That's huge. And Kiki, another wide receiver. Another wide receiver for Colby. Jeez, that's a lot of wide receivers. Another one for Sean McCann. Wow. John McGill. How many wide receivers did I get? And Tavares Yancey. Have an upgrade for the coach. We'll probably throw that into the offensive line. Just try to make them a little bit better than they are currently, as we just keep waiting for Architect. We at least get a chance so we can look at some of the other coaches now. We can look at our coordinators. This guy's like completely maxed out in Motivator, which is amazing. That should help us out a ton. He's also like has a ton in Tactician, which should help with our overall in game. Defensive coordinator basically put a little bit into the Motivator tree, basically dabbled in Tactician, and has quite a bit unlocked in Recruiter. So I feel like this is a really good blend of coaches between the three of us right now. And here we go, full class. Take one last look at him here. Elite dev for Orlando Tate. He is the 4th ranked safety in the nation. This guy's the 9th ranked safety. We have 2 top 10 safeties that we signed. They're both elite dev. That's just incredible for the longevity of this team. Garrison Butler ends up being the 3rd best player on this board. He's got impact dev. Jeremiah Moses, another impact dev. He's got some good abilities, good speed. Greg Hickman is impact. Don Trapp, we said, was star. And, we actually got Marquez Spencer. He was locked out the whole season, but ended up actually joining us. He's got shift. He's got 93 speed. He's impact dev. We did not get Paul McAllister. Chris Humphreys, again, normal development. Mitch Everett was star development. Earl Countess, impact development. Looks like we did not get Marquise Doss, as he was impact, so not a big loss there. Jaquez Funches was normal. Jamie Briggs was impact. George Phoenix is impact. Tyler Allen star. Good fast corner. Impact dev for Zach Dalton. Unfortunate for him being a gem. Kiki Ojabo is normal dev for a wide receiver. Impact for Roland Hester. Gossett is normal dev. McGill is impact. Montrell Blank impact as well for a gem. Colby Schumacher is also impact. Impact for him. Impact for Ahmad. And Yancey has start of. And whoa, boys, look at that. We ended up doing it, the 5th ranked class in the nation with only 25 recruits. That's just such a highly star-studded class. 11 4-stars, 12 3-stars, and 2 5-stars on this roster. That is legit. As we look and see what roster we have currently built, Nick Johns up there at an 81 overall. Willie Maher jumped up a ton to an 80. Running back wise, Nathan Staymate shot past everybody. He's up to an 85 overall. That's amazing for him with elite dev. That's incredible. Javon Simpkins an 85. He'll actually be the backup. Juan Kindred just basically staying still at an 80 overall, and DJ Scott chilling there at a 78. Wide receivers got Bryce Dobson 84 overall now. Little increase. Jalen Love to an 81. Basically a little bit improved. Tyler Longoria went up a nice little amount at an 80 overall. That 98 speed is going to be so nice, especially with those abilities. It's going to be a real fun player for us. Maffei's at a 78 overall, and Ali Joyner just kind of staying put there at a 74. Nice little upgrade for Matt Johnson. If we remember, I think he's either got star or elite dev or something, and he's a 72. Tight end wise, CJ McCrane jumped up to an 82 overall, which is real nice with his 94 speed. Forgot we had Manny Grimes, but he's in a 71 overall currently. Roger Carter, left tackle, at an 86. Left guard. And we got both Marco Davis and Ethan Newman, both at an 84 overall. For sure, got to be starting Marco Davis. Frederick Brannon down there, he's up to a 77 overall. We have some nice development so far with some of these young offensive linemen. Kevin Smith and Christopher Kane, both at an 82 and an 81 overall at the center spot, which is pretty solid as well. Christopher Kane's got 99 impact, or 99 lead block. That's nuts. DeMarco Caraway ended up moving him over to right guard instead of center, and he's at a 90 overall as a sophomore. That's ridiculous. Larry Gordon up to an 87 overall as a junior redshirt. That's a lot higher than I thought he was going to be. David Parker, left end at an 82 overall. Nice little upgrade for him. Right end Milo Fox goes up to an 83. So he's getting some nice little upgrades as he's a junior this year. Amon Smalls an 81 overall, and Ramonte Darty up to an 80 overall. So not a ton of improvement there at the defensive tackle spot. We really need to recruit a stud. Left outside linebacker Clay D'Imperio at a 78 overall. He's got 89 speed too. Excited for him to get some playing time as we redshirted him last season. Richard Dubose shot up to an 87 overall. This man, 92 speed, 96 excel, is lethal at the middle linebacker spot. This guy is something else. 85 finesse move too. Jeez. And Chris Rogers, not much far behind him. 84 overall as a senior. Definitely going to need to get another starting middle for next season unless we move some of those outside guys. And I like a lot of those outside guys, so we might just do that. But remember, this is just the positions that have upgraded. It is not including the true freshmen that we got in this current roster. But Therese Hamilton just kind of staying put in an 85. Sarah Pua went up a ton, up to an 84 overall. Jericho Washington kind of staying the same in an 82. We knew he was normal dev and had a lot of caps, so he wasn't really going to go up much. Devin Ross to an 82. And most of these other guys are all just kind of chilling around like the high 70s to low 80s for corners. We'll be keying in on people like Dylan Griggs and Timmy O'Kee, Tyler Barbosa, some of those guys that we committed here, not super long ago that haven't really got a chance to take over. Tevin Sheets that we got from last season, he was redshirted. Tavares Grimm. We have a ton of guys over here that really want to make an impact as quickly as they can. Justice Everett, up to an 85 overall from that red shirt. That's ridiculous. His 94 speed, 95 change of direction. That's real nice. Cortez Robbins also shot up a ton. He's a boatload of physical abilities for a sophomore red shirt. That's impressive. 91 zone coverage for Justice Everett is going to be crazy too. Christian Ellis at an 84 overall. Just a little increase there. Jaden Kimball, we moved him from an outside linebacker over to a safety. He's got 87 speed, 99 excel. That's crazy. Eric Calvillo to an 81 overall. And Brendan Asiata to a 70. So we're a 3-star school now. Got an 88 overall, 87 offense, 89 defense. but we have some players to cut. So after cutting them, we are an 89 overall across the board. But just looking back, over the couple seasons that we've had so far with Kennesaw State, starting at 5-7, like I said, going undefeated, 14-0, winning our first bowl game, winning our first conference championship, and then this past year going back to back, winning 2 CUSA conference championships. We've now won 3 bowl games. I guess national championship, if you count that as a bowl game, that's 4 bowl games. But now our goal is to just make a bowl game. I mean, we have significantly improved this team and really made them into a winning team. But yeah, I mean, definitely let me know what you guys think about continuing to season 4. I think Tavares Jones had like 55-ish career touchdowns. So let's shoot for 55 likes. If we have 55 likes on this video, I know you guys are enjoying it and you want another season. And I'll grind out another season for you guys, and we'll see. Can we run it back and win a second national championship in a row with this new beefed up roster? But hey, that's up to you guys to find out. If not, I'll be starting up probably next week with just our normal time for posting with the very first episode of a brand new team builder series. I hope you guys really enjoy it. We've been putting a lot of effort into it, so should be a lot of fun. We're going to be starting with a terrible, terrible team and making it take a while to get good. So until then, I'll see you guys in that one, but why don't you check out one of these videos?